Hello everyone. Welcome back to Weekly Korean Lab class and my name is Keijun. 안녕하세요, 케이준입니다. And 짜란! 안녕하세요, 침침입니다. And thank you so much for joining today's live class too on Facebook and YouTube and on Instagram. Again, if you're watching this video from Instagram, unfortunately you cannot see any graphic here, so check out our YouTube or Facebook. Great! Awesome! So, today's topic is super interesting, I think. Today we are going to talk about Korea. Things about Korea. Things, Korean culture, or Korean people's events. Things like that. Today's lesson will be very useful for you who want to visit Korea, who want to travel to Korea, because you know what? Yeah, from April, Korea opened the board. So any foreigners now can visit Korea. You can travel to Korea legally. Finally. So yeah, watch this video until the end to get great tip. And I personally think April is one of the best months, one of the best month to travel in Korea. So would be so useful. Chris, going to be a fun class. I think so. 감사합니다. 프레티샤 안녕하세요. And Quati, can you manage 3 displays? Yes and no. I can see the YouTube and Facebook and sometimes Instagram too. But yeah, it's not easy. I'm trying. Maya, I'll travel by swimming. That's awesome. So you will need like 5 years to reach Korea, right? Oh, you can't go to Korea, Chris. Why? Maybe you're busy with your other stuff? 프라티샤, this is your birthday month. Happy birthday in advance. 정미 안녕하세요. No, hi. And of course on Facebook too. Thank you. It's always fun to meet you guys every week. And before starting our lesson, as usual, I have an announcement. As you can see the banner, now we are doing a spring campaign. Yay! So, yes, if you ever want to learn Korean with Korean teachers, and if you want to ever join Korean Class 101 program, check out the link in the description. Now we are doing 35% discount. It's a great chance to finally start learning Korean seriously if you need any premium tools and thousands of Korean lessons and direct help from Korean teachers. Check out the link in the description. The sales end soon, as you can see here. Okay, great. So let's start today's lesson. Oh, please say namaste. Singing is my life. Namaste. You're from India. Oh, Bolbin, it's your birthday. 생일 축하합니다. Yay! Happy birthday. And you possible English man. Hello? And 가일랑 시작하자. 예, 인나, 로나, 나심, 제로스, 덱스, 미카. Oh, yes. Today is April 14th and it's Black Day. So what is Black Day? Well, I'm going to introduce that very soon, so please keep watching it if you want to figure out the answer. And Christopher, that's right, it's Black Day in Korea. Okay. 짜란, yes, today's topic is this. April in Korea. 안녕하세요, 카디자 and 브리안나 and 팔라비, 아지트 and BTS friends forever, 세미, Shamina, I'll keep reading your comments, so please keep typing. Awesome. 짜자자자잔. So, do you know how to say April in Korea? Wow, it's 5 a.m. here in UK. Oh, Debbie, thank you. And you're watching this video from UK at 5 a.m. 감사합니다. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, 짠, let's look at this. April. Do you know how to say April in Korean? Does anyone know the answer? Ah, Kwati, that's right. April was a girl group name. Yes, but today I'm not talking about girl group. This is just a month, name of the month. Practice up. Dia, you got the answer. You got the answer. It's 4월. Then 4월 is April. In Korea, saying the name of the month is very easy. You just say the number first. Is it first month, second month, third month? You say the number. And then just put 월. So April is 4th month. So 4 in Korean is 4. And just put 월. So 4월 is April. Good job, Brianna, 정미, and Maya. Sav, awesome. Khadija, great job. And Nati, great. Oops. So before starting the main lesson, again, check out the link in the description. Now we are doing 35% off deal. It's a great deal, so check it out. Hello, Shamina, and I already said hello to you, Shomjel. Anyway, let's move on. John. First, let's talk about 날씨 in Korean. 날씨 in Korea. 날씨. 날씨 is weather. So what's the weather like in Korea in April? 짠. It's warm. It's warm. 따뜻해요. It's warm. 따뜻해요. That's right. Actually, maybe if you are from hot country, tropical countries such as the Philippines, or Malaysia, Malaysia, or Singapore, or some hot countries in tropical country, then maybe April is still cold for you. But for Korean people, the winter was very, very cold. So 4월, we feel pretty warm. 따뜻해요. 따뜻해요. So how warm is it? Let me show it to you. So do you see this? 서울. Seoul is Seoul. It's the capital of Korea. And the highest temperature is 18th degree. 18th degree. Do you know how to say Seoul? It's 18th degree in Seoul. Do you know how to say that? Let's practice some sentence pattern. So 서울은 18도 예요. So this is how we say in Seoul is 18th degree. 18th degree in Korean is 18도. 18도. So first you read the number 18, which means 18th. And 도 means degree. So 서울은 18도예요. This is the highest degree. So the lowest temperature is 7 degrees. 7 degrees. It's pretty low. So it's not very, very, very warm, but it's getting warmer and warmer. And definitely it's warmer than March. So Korean people feel, this is enough. And April might be the best season for many Korean people because it's not cold. So you don't need you don't need coat. But it's not very hot. So I like April. Brianna, man, those are cold temperature for me. I live in Florida. I knew it. But for Korean people, finally, it's warm. And do you see Daejeon? Daejeon, as you can see here, is middle of Korea. And it's 19 degrees, a little bit warmer. And do you see Busan? Busan is 18 degrees, almost same as Seoul. Busan is second biggest city in Korea, and it's big port. It's nearby the ocean, sea. And Jeju, the biggest island in Korea, is 17 degree. And as you can see here, it rains a lot. Okay, so this is a temperature. So if you think this is too cold, well, I recommend you to travel to Korea in May instead. May. But if you're okay with this temperature, well, try this. And I really like April because you can see lots of flowers in Korea. 팔라비, 오늘은 여기 너무 따뜻해요. Oh, so the temperature there is pretty warm there. Great. 짜잔. This is the main reason why I recommend April in Korea. It's because a lot of cherry blossoms bloom in full bloom in Korea, and they are so beautiful. And we have lots of cherry blossom festivals in Korea. So, well, I recommend that if you like cherry blossoms. And in cherry blossom festivals, you can see lots of events too. Like they sometimes invite some artists, musical artists, like or even singers, or they also organize some special event. So it's fun. I introduced the two most famous cherry blossom festivals in Korea in today's video. Later, not now. But cherry blossoms in Korean is 벚꽃, 벚꽃. 벚꽃, 꽃 means flower, so 벚꽃. Brianna, don't cherry blossoms also bloom a lot in Japan? Yes, it is. They bloom a lot, but in Korea too. In Korea too. 짠! And since it's not very cold, it's not hot, a lot of Korean people say this word in April, which is 날씨가 좋아요. 날씨가 좋아요. You learn this word. 날씨, 날씨 meaning weather. 가 is particle. 좋아요 means good. And by the way, Hevin, is this actually live? Yes, it is. That's why I read your name. My name is K-Jin. My name is K-Jin. 날씨가 좋아요. The weather is good. Weather is very good. So what if I want to say weather is very good? Very. Anyone knows? 짜자자잔. So 날씨가 좋아요 means the weather is good. But if I want to emphasize this, it's not just good. It's very good. Then there are many adjectives that you can add. First, 정말. 정말 means the really, really. So the weather is really great. The weather is really good. Or there is another way to say really is 진짜. 날씨가 진짜 좋아요. 날씨가 진짜 좋아요. So you can Giulia and Khadija LJ, you are right. You can also say this. 날씨가 너무 좋아요. 너무 means too much. Too much. But it's not so negative. It's just emphasizing. 날씨가 너무 좋아요. It's very good. And we also got this. practice. 날씨가 엄청 좋아요 is okay. 엄청 좋아요 means very too. 날씨가 엄청 좋아요. It's very, very natural. When should he use 가 in Korean? When should he use 이? That's a good question. There are two kinds of subject marking particle, which is 이 and 가. Both mean same. Oh, Kailon, this is good too. You can also say 날씨가 아주 좋아요 too. 아주 means very too. Thank you for the suggestion too. 감사합니다. Christian, yes, 아주 is good too. Okay, so 이 and 가 both mean subject marking particle, and there's just one difference. One difference. Do you see this? I use 날씨 before 가 because 날씨 ended with vowel sound. Vowel sound. 날씨 이 날씨 it ended with vowel sound. So vowel plus 가. Then when can you use 이? When something end with consonant, not content. Consonant. For example, I can say 요리 실력이 좋아요. 우. 요리 means cooking. 실력 means skill or ability. Skill or ability. So 요리 실력 means cooking skills, cooking ability. So 요리 실력이 좋아요. It means someone has good cooking abilities. So for example, 침침 is very good at cooking. Then I can say, 침침이는 요리 실력이 좋아요. 침침이는 요리 실력이 좋아요. So 침침 has good cooking abilities. So when something ends with 력, it kind of ended case out, right? When something ended with consonant, then you use 이. Marian, hola! You're from Mexico. Okay. Monica, so the weather is not good there. So you're staying at home, right? Okay, so let's move on. 짠. But I want to talk about this. The weather is very good in April, but sometimes it's not good because of the yellow dust. Yellow dust in Korean is 황사. 황사. Do you see the sky? It's actually dusty. It's dusty. In China, there's a big desert. Big desert. So when spring comes, there's a wind from west side, and it brings some sand from China, and that is called 황사. 황사. So after 황사, you see a lot of dust on the car or on the street. So it's yellow dust. It's from the desert. 황사, 황사. So since when did we have 황사? Is it recent one? No, it's like hundreds of years ago it started. So since long time ago we experienced that 황사, 황사. And 황사 is not very healthy. So if you have any problem with your like lung or some breath, then maybe April is not best month. And Monica, that's right. That's right. 사막 is desert. 사막 means desert. And Miss Sammy loves K-pop. Is it like smoke? It's different. It's not actually exactly the pollution itself. It's from the sand. And yeah, I would say since it's a sand, you can actually see it too. And it's not very healthy. So please be careful. 크리스! 감사합니다. Thank you for your donation. 감사합니다. You are a good student, always joining the class, and then thank you. I'm happy. 감사합니다. And JD, I live in Las Vegas. So is there like 황사 in Las Vegas too? Because in Las Vegas, it's surrounded by the desert too, right? I see. Miss Sammy loves K-pop, so you have yellow dust, but it's from Poland. Actually, 황사 is from the sand. It's not Poland. Mustard cat. So you are studying Korean while having lunch. And Laksha, 안녕하세요. And let's move on. 짠. Let's talk about public holidays and events. Public holidays is 공휴일, and event is 이벤트. We use the English word directly. So let's see. 짠. The first thing is this. 만우절 means April Fool's Day. It's already passed. Do you celebrate or do you do a lot of interesting thing in 만우절 in your country? In Korea, I think it depends. When I was in school, we did a lot of joke on 만우절, April Fool's Day. But since I grown up, we don't really do anything. So, Pura, welcome back, and Riza, hey. So 만우절. 행사는요? Event is also 행사. You can also say 행사 too. So 만우절. And KBO 리그 개막. KBO 리그 개막. So what is this? It's a new KBO season. What is KBO? It's from Korean baseball. So yes, baseball is a popular sport in Korea. Baseball is, by the way, 야구, baseball. 야구. And the new KBO, the professional Korean baseball league, start in April. KBO 리그 개막. 리그 is from the English word league, and 개막 means opening. So it's KBO 리그 개막. If you like 야구, baseball in Korea, baseball in Korean. So if you like 야구 in general, you should try Korean baseball too. Actually, a lot of Korean people go to the baseball stadium even though they are not a fan of baseball because of the cheering culture. It's very fun. There are some food that you can eat in 야구장. 야구장 means baseball field or baseball stadium, and you can eat food, and there are lots of interesting cheering culture. Like there are some interesting songs, and there are cheerleaders, and also lots of dance, and you dance with the cheerleaders together. So it's kind of like fun event. So even though you're not a big fan of 야구, the baseball, a lot of Korean people go there for a date or just for fun. So try it. 정미, baseball sometimes so boring. Oh, if you just watch it on TV, maybe you might feel bored. But a lot of Korean people like this because of a lot of event. So there is baseball happening, and we also have our own event like singing, cheering with lots of cheering materials, like sometimes ball or lots of different things. It's just so fun. Brianna, do you go to baseball games? Are you a fan? Honestly, I'm not. But I like the culture. It's simply because it's fun. And everyone in 야구장, baseball stadium, are so excited. The tension, not the tension, the atmosphere is so like exciting, and people are so like happy. So just going there makes you happy, excited too. It's just like, think about the K-pop concert. I'm sorry I'm late, but I really want to know what's happening in April. Rawan, we are talking about baseball. 야구. Not only that. We also have 식목일. Do you see this? The pronunciation is this. 식목일. But we pronounce it like this. 식목일 or 식목일. It's because of nasalization in Korean. Well, this is a Korean 받침 rule. And if you're not familiar with Korean 받침 rule, check out my previous video. But it's 식목일. What is 식목일? It's Arbor Day. What is Arbor Day? Let me break down this. So 식 means plant. You plant it. Plant something. 목 means tree. 일 means day. So it literally means tree planting day. So, bestie, is Korean baseball also a subject in school in Korea? It's not a subject. Definitely in our PE class, we did baseball. We learned the rules, and we also like practiced. But it's not a like subject. It's just one of the activities that we learn at school. And also some Korean middle school and high school have the baseball team. Baseball, not all schools, but some. My middle school has our own baseball team. 식목일 is a tree planting day. Why did we need this day? In Korea, as you know, there was a war, Korean War. So after the war, a lot of Korean mountains has no tree. All the trees were burnt. It's because of the war, and also if there are many trees, it's hard to see the enemies coming. Enemy can hide themselves like in the forest. So in many cases, we intentionally burn the trees. That's why lots of Korean mountains didn't have 나무. 나무 means tree. There was no 나무 in 산. 산 means mountain. There's no 나무 in 산. I'm mixing Korean in English. So that's why Korean government decide April 5th. 4월 5일, April 5th as 식목일, 식목일, Arbor Day, 식목일, and we planted lots of trees. Nowadays, all the Korean mountains have trees, so you don't see any like brown brown mountain, brown because there's no tree. It used to be brown because there's no green, there's no tree, but now Korean mountains are all green. So thanks to 식목일, 식목일. That's why 식목일 used to be a public holiday. We didn't go to school and we planted a tree on that day. But nowadays there are lots of trees, so this is not a public holiday anymore. Okay, so no, that's right. Arbor Day is a tree planting day. Yes. Next, we have Black Day. Black Day. So when you hear this word for the first time, you probably think, oh, are there many African people in Korea? Actually, it's nothing to do with people. It's just because this noodle is black. That's why it's Black Day. Do you remember White Day? White Day? Well, to know White Day, you need to know Valentine Day or Valentine Day. It means Valentine's Day on 2월 14일. 2월 14일. So February 14th. As you know, Valentine's Day, it's a day you give chocolate to someone you like. But in Korean, it's a little bit different. You give chocolate to a girl you like. If you are a man, you give a chocolate to the girl you like on Valentine's Day. Girls does nothing. Instead, girl prepares candy for guys and give the... Oh, it's opposite. Yes. Girls prepare chocolate. Girls prepare chocolate to guys on Valentine's Day. And this day, Valentine's Day, guys does nothing. Oh, what happened to me? It's honestly, I prefer the chocolate, so maybe my mind made up the story. And White Day, guys prepare the candy, 사탕 for girls, and they give it to girls. So these are for the couples or someone who have boyfriend or girlfriend or someone who have someone they like. But what if there's no people they like? I mean, there's no boyfriend or girlfriend. Then they have Black Day. Black Day is for singles. The people who don't have boyfriend or girlfriend. They gathered and have this black bean noodle. Black bean noodle in Korean is 짜장면 or 자장면. Both are correct, but more people say 짜장면. We eat this. It's this Black Bean Day. So just think about it. This is Singles Day. Singles Day. So 짜장면. A lot of singles gathers and eat 짜장면. And on this day, actually, a lot of people become couple. Singles people gather and they become couple. Not always, but sometimes. I love 짜장면. While looking at this 짜장면, I'm so hungry. I wanna eat 짜장면. 정미, right? It's Singles Day. Oh, JD, it was your birthday on 4월 5일, April 5th. So you were born on Korean tree planting day. 생일 축하합니다. Frida, that is really awesome. I agree. Next, we have this 4.19 혁명. 4.19 혁명. So 4.19 is a day when this happens. 4.19. So 짠, can you see this? 4월 19일, April 19th, this revolution, this protest occurred. Why? Because at that time, our president was a dictator. He's been a president for like 12 years, and he even controlled the result of elections. So a lot of people, Korean people, were angry about that, and they protest. So that's why it's very important for Korean democracy history. 4월 19일, and we still observe this day because it's important. That it's considered the first democratic protest since Korea started. Hangul, because before Hangul there was another country which had a king. So now it's the first country with a president, and this was the first official democratic protest. 4월 19일. 4월 19일. And we call 4.19 혁명. 혁명 means revolution. 4.19 혁명. 4.19 혁명. And a lot of people passed away. So that's why we observe this day. And we also have this 충무공 이순신 탄생일. 충무공 이순신 탄생일. 충무공 is just kind of like nickname or given name to the person who did a great thing for the country, to protect the country, and he's a general. So 충무공 is a kind of nickname to give to the general or soldier who did great thing for the country. 충무공. And 이순신 is the name of the general. Do you know, have you ever seen the Korean coin? Coin is, by the way, 동전. 동전 means coin. And there is 100원, 100원짜리 동전. So this is 101 coin. 100원짜리 동전. So 100원짜리 동전, when you see the back side of 100원짜리 동전, then you will see this 이순신. He's the general, 이순신. And this is his birthday. He was great, one of the best general in Korean history. So he only had a few ships, and Japan tried to attack Korea like 500 years ago with like hundreds of ships. But he won. He never lost. He always won, and he's very smart and he's very strong. So Korean people still feel appreciation and celebrate this, his birthday. 충무공 이순실 탄생일. So you can also see the movie about him. 충무공 이순신 탄생일. Actually, this is a quite recent, I would say, event. It's not a public holiday, so Korean people go to school and work, and also we don't really do anything at home to celebrate this day. But some southern part of Korea where he was born, where he was doing, he did lots of things. He won the world. Then they do a lot of events there. Oh, that's right. Musket 거북선. 거북선 is the boat, it's the ship that he made. 거북 means, 거북이 means turtle. 선 means ship. So it literally means turtle ship, because the ship looks like turtle, and it was very strong. Okay, let's move on. And for students, we have 중간고사. 중간고사, it means midterm exam. So maybe students wouldn't like this month, But end of this month there is 중간고사, 중간고사 midterm. Then what is finals? Final is 기말고사, 기말고사. So students, cheer up, cheer, fighting, fighting, fighting means good luck or cheer up. Ah, Maya, that's right. 명량대첩 is the battle that General Lee did, General 이순신 did. So if you want to know more about this war, check out 명량. That's the name of the movie. 명량, 명량. So fighting, student. Okay. Now, as I promised, I want to introduce some festivals. Festivals. 축제. Festival means 축제. 짠! I prepared two most popular festival of cherry blossoms. 벚꽃 축제. And one of the most popular one is 진해 군항제. 진해 군항제. 진해 is the name of the town and village in 창원 city. 창원 is the name of the city. In 진해 is a place name. 진해. 군항제 is the name of the festival. And as you can see here, there are lots of cherry blossoms. In the stream, there are lots of cherry blossoms. And also, you can see the train running under the cherry blossoms. It's very beautiful and very, very popular. So check it out if you are interested. 진해 군항제. And 진해 is southern South Korea, so it's very far. Very far. So are you traveling in Seoul only? Then you can go to 여의도. 여의도. 여의도 is actually big island in 한강, Han River. So it's a big island in Han River. And there are lots of things to see too. There are broadcasting station like KBS. KBS is the name of the broadcast station. Or 국회의사당. 국회의사당. So it's a Congress, Korean Congress. So yeah, you can see these things. Not only that, also there are 벚꽃 축제. I still remember that I went there when I was a kid with my family, and it's super crowded. But still, there are lots of things to eat. It's lots of street food and lots of events. Like they have kind of some small concert, and also there are lots of people selling interesting things. I remember that my father paid some painter, and it was he. Yes, the painter drew me and my brother in 5 minutes, and we still have the drawing. So there are lots of interesting things to see. So if you want to enjoy the festival with lots of people, the food, event, lots of interesting things, 여의도 벚꽃 축제 will be interesting. But if you want to enjoy the cherry blossoms quietly, then I wouldn't recommend this. These are like festivals. So a lot of people gathered, and then they take pictures and some like concert, food. So there are lots of things. You cannot enjoy quietly. So I recommend you to go to like small park to enjoy this. So it's up to you. Pallavi, ma'am, I want to come to Korea. That's right. Korea is now open the board for foreigners. So if you are interested, check it out. Oh, that's a sweet memory, right? That was fun. So that's the end of today's lesson. And if you want to learn Korean with our Korean teachers, check out the link in the description. Now we are doing 35% off deal. Yay! So check it out. 짠! And next week it will be grammar lesson. Do you remember that I did a lot of Korean irregular verb lessons? Korean irregular? hit irregular? 안나 저도 감사합니다. And 짠! We are going to do hit irregular lessons, and that will be the end of irregulars. End of irregulars. If you haven't watched my previous video of irregulars, don't worry about it. It's nothing to do with part 1, part 2, part 3. It's nothing to do with it. So you don't have to watch the previous one to learn about Korean irregulars, but these are very, very important. So please join it. I'll introduce that. It's actually for intermediate learners, but don't worry. If you can preview this as a beginner, that's actually help a lot. Oh, JD, you're going to see BTS this weekend in your job? Please say hello. Please say hello to BTS. And Chris, I'm going to take a lot of notes next week. That's right, you will need notes. So next week, please prepare 공책, meaning notebook, and pen means pen, or 연필, pencil, to study with me. So 감사합니다, Blink, Pura, Mustard Cat, and Chris, and Joshua, 가일론, Anna. Oh, your birthday is December. Joshua. Now, I only celebrate the birthday in April. Let's talk about again in December and more. Hello. Lawan. Oh, you don't like chocolate. Sugar make you sick. I see. I like chocolate. I love chocolate. I love candy too. And Kiza, 감사합니다. And Miss YM, please say hello. Brianna, oh really? What job? Yeah, I'm curious. What is your job? Why are you meeting BTS? My father also saw BTS a few times. He's working at the broadcast station, so since I was young, I saw lots of Korean idols and Korean celebrities. So Pratisha, 감사합니다. Pallavi, LJ, Janet. So I'll see you next time. So thank you very much for joining today's live class too. It was very fun to talk to you guys, and I hope to see you next week. 감사합니다. Bye bye. And